Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Jace. Thank you for checking out the video, and this is going to be my review for Love and Hip Hop Season 8, Episode 1. And y'all, let me just say I'm glad to be back. I haven't made a video since the finale of Insecure. And, yeah, I'm just glad to be back. I was looking for apartments, and I finally moved into my place. I still have shit everywhere I need to unpack today. I've been trying to furnish it. I've been out furniture shopping, having all these deliveries, and, like, all kind of shit going on. On top of that, trying to work, and on top of that, dealing with bar exam shit. So, yeah, I've had a busy few months or whatever. But now I'm back, and I said, okay, well, now we're back to square one with Love and Hip Hop. Back to New York, good old New York, the original. And I said, yeah, I have to go ahead and start here, or else I'm not going to do this shit. And let me just say really quick, I stopped reviewing Love and Hip Hop Hollywood in the middle of the season because, for one, I got busy. But on top of that, like, I just lost interest. And I'm just, like, if you think about it, the whole last year, because, you know, it always starts with New York, and then we go to Atlanta, and then to Hollywood. Every season of each of those cities, like, were the worst that I've ever seen. Like, I lost interest in New York, like, midway through. Atlanta, I stopped watching that after probably the 4th or 5th episode. And Hollywood, I stopped in my last review. Like, it's just becoming so fake and just so unnatural, and it's just lost its authenticity. And I was just talking with my mom yesterday, because, like, we love Hip Hop, you know, and the whole franchise. And we were talking about just how different from, you know, when Chrissy and, you know, Olivia and all of them were on the show, like, in Gym, like, it was just so authentic, and it felt like we was watching something real. And even the first season of, like, once Jim and Chrissy and them left, like, that's when it kind of went, the show went left. But then we had the Atlanta premiere right after that second season and finale of Love and Hip Hop New York. Atlanta was fresh. It was real. But then just over time, like, I don't know if they just start throwing all these people in the shows and shit like that, and it just becomes, it's like, okay, what are we watching? Like, what are you trying to fool us with this week? Like, this is bullshit. This shit is not really happening. And, you know, it becomes so fake, and the authenticity is just gone. Anyway, I'm rambling the fuck on. Let's jump on into this. All right, so episode opens up. Remy Ma is, like, flying in a helicopter. She's on her way to her party to celebrate her success, and, you know, her I mean, she's had a pretty good year. She's won a BET award and all of that. So she's just kind of celebrating her success. But she opens up, and she's going into this whole rah-rah about, you know, female artists sticking together and, you know, all of this shit, and pretty much just subliminally shading Nicki Minaj. And I was just like, okay, this is how we gonna open up the season with you talking about that shit, whatever. So then she gets to her party, and everybody's there. She sits down with Juju and Bianca. Let me get her out of the way. Juju looked absolutely gorgeous, as she always does. Bianca, what the fuck was that wig? Sis, what was that? She had this ice blue, oh god, but this ice blue, I don't even know what fucking color that was. But you could see, like, blonde in the roots, like she pulled out her hair, and I don't know if it was the baby hair from the wig, or I don't know, it was a fucking mess. And the lace was about 2 shades lighter than her complexion, so you could see this lace sitting, you know, right on her goddamn forehead. And then you got this blue, I was just like, you look a fucking mess. But anyway, she's carrying on talking about how she's, you know, all these bitches is hating on her, and she's just trying to stay focused and focus on her music. Juju said, nah, wait a minute, bitch. She said, the last time I saw you, you were in a hoodie at a concert fighting, or trying to fight a bitch, or whatever. You was doing some shit. You was looking crazy, and you was into some bullshit. And Remy Ma was like, see, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, we keep trying to tell you, like, you need to stay focused on your music and stay away from the damn drama, which is true. Like, everybody keeps fucking telling her this. Gandy, Remy Ma, Juju, like, you keep staying in the bullshit, and it's getting to a point now to where you're turning into like the Rashida. Like Rashida, you remember Rashida came on, like she was doing videos, she was doing music. I mean, the songs wasn't shit, but she was still, it was about music. But then she had so much drama to where we just started focusing on the drama, and she doesn't even do fucking music anymore, or at least that I know of. But that's how Bianca was when she came onto the show. She was all about music. We saw her doing the little Gwen Fest and, you know, little open mics and shit against Mariah Lynn and BBOD and all them bitches. And it was about music. But now, last season, you was worried about Drewski and trying to take him from his, I don't know, I guess now wife. But it's just, we're forgetting about the fucking music because you're caught up in so much bullshit. But anyway, change that fucking wig. Whoever the fuck did that to you or let you come out like that was a goddamn fool. And we've all, and I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I watched the reunion. I didn't finish watching the actual episodes of Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, but I did watch the reunion episodes. And I'm noticing like the cameras have gotten a lot better. I mean, I don't know much about cinematography and all that shit, but I know the cameras, like these cameras are so good that they're using for this show to where you could see every crevice in everybody's skin, every pimple, every piece of lace, every baby hair. Like, they're so fucking clear. So I'm like, y'all bitches really need to get y'all lace game together, get your makeup game together, because we could definitely see the way these cameras are shooting y'all. We could see every fucking thing. So Bianca, get rid of that goddamn wig. So next we move on. We see an artist named Anais. I believe she's Dominican. That's what I was getting from her. But she said that she was like the winner of, I guess, like the Spanish version of American Idol or something like that. She also has won a couple Grammy Awards or been nominated or something like that. So I'm like, okay, she's definitely legitimate or whatever. But also I was like, okay, what is she doing on here? But come to find out, she's married this old ass man. He has to be like 65, 70, bags under his eyes. He looked like, I love this man, but this is what he was giving me. You know, that old droopy kind of like Buddha look, you know, with the big, I was like, oh my God. But anyway, yeah, so she married him when she was 20, and he had to be about 50, 60 at that time. But anyway, she took a break. She decided to do the wife thing. She had a couple kids and set her ass down at the house. So now she's kind of like trying to get her groove back and get back in the scene, and you know, she wants that lifestyle back. But anyway, let me take like her look. But let me just talk about her look. She's really like, she's so done. I guess I should say overdone, to where she has a long face, like kind of giving me like that Natalie Nunn kind of the long chin and all that. And I don't know, she was just, but she's so overdone, it's almost giving me like transgender, you know, like the trans girl. And I was just like, I think she's pretty, but I couldn't really figure it out because she just was so done, and she was performing or whatever. She had this big blonde wig, all this makeup, and all this body, and like I've said before, like natural women don't look like that. You know, I mean, just in everyday, even when performing, it's just like it's so overdone to where you question, you know, is that even a fucking woman? You know, but anyway, she's a fucking hot ass mess. She's a slutty. She goes up to her husband right after the show, talking about, you know, hey, you gonna give me something tonight? And he's like, well, we'll see, you know, whatever. Like, he just was totally disinterested and was like, whatever. She's like, all right, well, I'm gonna go out and see what these men is talking about. And he's like, well, it's a bunch of women in here too. I can go do the same. She's like, yeah, you should go do that. So I'm like, okay, what kind of fucking marriage is this? But what I was getting was that she, like, I mean, you married this old ass man, and he wants a wife, and you know, somebody to be at home with the kids and shit. That's what I guess that's typically what happens. That's why you don't date somebody that's 40 or 50 years older than you, because these people are at different points in their lives. You're fucking 20 years old, but you can marry this man. What the fuck you expect him to want you to do? Be out partying and clubbing every fucking night? especially while y'all got kids. Bitch, you made that mistake. Get the fuck out of here. Let me go ahead and finish her ass up. So then we get to another scene. Oh, and let me say how she was slutty. Like, so she was making the comments about going to talk to other men. So then she goes and talks to this guy. I think his name was Navarro, but he's her manager. He's a really nice looking guy. Dark complexion. He was really nice looking. I'm gonna just say that. But she's like all over him and, you know, hugged up with him on the couch and shit. He's like, well, like my girlfriend, like she's super flirty with me and my girlfriend doesn't even like this shit. Like she doesn't feel comfortable with, you know, me working with her or whatever because the bitch is a slut. and his girlfriend is aware of that. So we gonna see where that storyline goes or whatever. So then fast forward the next morning, they're at the house. This is when the drag really came out. She's sitting outside. Anais is sitting outside on the patio or something. Her husband walks out. He tries to kiss her. She turns her head, he kisses her on the cheek and shit. And he's basically the whole conversation was, okay, what are we going to do? Like, I'm ready to get back in the scene. You want me to stay at home. I'm not trying to do that. He's like, well, what the fuck we going to do? She basically told him, like, I'm like, fuck you. I don't want to deal with any of this marriage. Any of this marriage shit. I'm ready to go back out and get my fucking life. Like, I'm getting older now. I done did the wife and mother thing. I done had kids for you. I'm ready to get back out. So basically, I guess a divorce is supposed to be coming, which I guess is the opening to the storyline of her being a whore on this show and fucking around with Rich, because that's what I saw. You know, we saw in the super trailer or whatever. Moving the fuck on. Yandy. And I forgot to mention this at the fucking party, too, that Remy had. Yandy receives a call. She's talking to Remy and Juju at this party. She receives a call from Mendices from jail. She's like, all right, y'all, hold up. This is Mendices calling. So she puts him on speakerphone. Then she puts the phone up to her ear. She's like, oh, yeah, I'm out with the girls. I'm going to call you back. And I was like, call him back? I'm like, ain't he in jail? before I'm like finish that thought, she's like, oh yeah, I can't call you back. You have to call me back, and like got off the phone with him. But Remy was sitting and Juju was sitting there like, well, why are you like go? You better go talk to your man. Like, why are you getting on? You know, we're still gonna be here. Like, go talk to your man. Remy was really in her feelings about that shit, but I guess she knows how that feels firsthand because I guess she was in, looking at it from Mendice's side when her ass was locked up, and I guess if Papoose had put that shit with her, she would have been pissed off too. Excuse me, still early here. So I guess this is gonna be. Let me move on with Yandy. So she ends up getting a call, but I was about to say call Mendices back. Mendices end up calling her back while she's working, and he's like, he was pissed off that she couldn't talk. He's like, oh, you out partying with the girls now? Like, you ain't. Like, what I got to say ain't important. And I'm like, first of all, I can't deal with this kind of shit going on. Like, there's no way in hell some motherfucker that's locked up about to be sitting around telling me what I can and cannot be doing, and like you about to be controlling me from jail and all of this bullshit. So he starts really letting her have it, talking about, yeah, you out, somebody sent me a picture, showed me a picture of you out looking like some aspiring Instagram model or video vixen or some shit. And she's like, what are you talking about? Like, I posted a picture, I was at the beach. Like, what are you talking about? Mendices, if you don't get out of here with that bullshit, like, are you serious? Go play some checkers or some chess or go sew some t-shirts or some shirts or whatever to get some comments. Like, get the fuck out of here. Go find something to do. You bothering this woman about her job? Like, are you serious? Get the fuck out of here. And I'm not about to sit around and let some motherfucker from jail talk to me like that. And then he hung up on her. Are you kidding me? And I have to accept your calls and you gonna hang up on me? I wouldn't answer his phone calls for at least a week after that. It's after that stunt. You got me fucked up. So then moving on with them, I guess he done told Judy, his mom, about the situation or whatever with Yandy and her posting the pictures or something. So Yandy's working with some artist or whatever, and she has like some kind of production company now. So she's doing like a photo shoot with this artist, trying to help him revive his career because that's what Yandy does. But anyway, she's, I guess he was kind of ashy or some shit. So she starts, rubbing baby oil on his arms and shit. In walks fucking Judy. Okay, first of all, Judy, she comes in with the bullshit. Who the fuck is this? Who is this? You rubbing up, you looking all happy while my daughter-in-law is rubbing up on you, and like really, and he's trying to be respectful. He really was respectful, because I would have been like, okay, who the fuck are you? And you got me fucked up. But yeah, he's like, yo, like this is business. Like we're not even, ain't none of that going on. But she starts pushing him and telling him to shut the fuck up and all of this, and she's like really coming for Yandy, and I'm just like, really? You done busted up in this woman's job to talk about some bullshit that your son who's locked up called you about? Really, Judy? And I'm like, is this gonna be the storyline for Yandy this season? Because I don't want to hear it. I think Yandy is clean to ever since Mendeecees is gone. Like her storylines are gone. We're done with the Samantha bullshit. We're done with all the baby mama bullshit. So like, she really ain't got shit else to talk about but this. So now we're going to create this drama between Judy and her. Because they was just cool at the end of last season. So now Mendeecees from jail is part of the storyline with his mama trying to be overprotective with you and shit. Get the fuck out of here. Like I said, Mendeecees, go play some chess or something and get some business. Anyway, so that was the end of the Yandy shit. I hope that shit has to change because I can't deal with that bullshit. Alright, Safari. Let's move on to his ass. Safari is back in New York, of course. His whole thing is he misses his family and he wants a girl that is real. Okay, so he meets up with his mom and his two sisters. His sisters are absolutely gorgeous. He looks identical to his mom, and they got the whole little accent thing going on or whatever. So they're just having drinks, and, he's talking about he wants an East Coast girl because all the West Coast girls are fake, and, they have Botox parties, and he just wants something that's real. And I'm like, okay. Nicki Minaj, plastic. Nicki Minaj, plexiglass. Like, every girl that you're into is some big booty, fake ass bitch, fake hair, over sexualized. Like that's what you go after. And there was also a scene where prior to this, where we got introduced to this new character called Dream Doll. She is, she actually I guess used to be on Bad Girls Club. I don't know her because that's another one of those shows that lost its authenticity after 4 or 5. After season 5, I stopped watching that. I used to love that show. But, yeah, it just became too much because it just became so fake. But anyway, Dream Doll is an artist now of DJ Self and Gwenin Entertainment. I'm so fucking tired of hearing about this Gwenin Entertainment shit. Who have you produced? Like, who have we seen from Gwenin Entertainment? Who? I'm still waiting. Who? You let Cardi B slip by. I bet you regret that shit. I don't know, when he working with Mariah Lynn and that other chick that she got into it with. Like, who the fuck is coming through Gwenin Entertainment? But anyway, this girl Dream Doll is supposed to be working with him. Safari is eyeing this bitch. She just looked just as fake as Nicki Minaj. Fuck all that. But anyway, the mom was like, you need to stop dealing with these thoughts. He said, oh, who done told mama the word thought? I said, well, damn, y'all didn't just let Nicki have it. Both Nickies have it. Calling them thoughts. But I guess I'm like, damn, well, wasn't they together for like 10 years, 12 years or some shit like that? Nicki Minaj and Safari. I'm like, so I guess they didn't like him. But he was like, yeah, every girl that I ever brought home, they didn't like. And I guess it turned out to be true because I'm not with any of them. So I was like, damn, that's kind of fucked up for your mom to be with, or for you to be with somebody for, at least 10 years or whatever. They were together for damn near a decade or whatever the fuck it was. But to be dating somebody for a decade and like your family don't like them. So that was a little weird. So I was like, okay, I guess she didn't like Nicki Minaj. But moving on. What else happened that was worth talking about? Oh, Rich. Y'all. All right, Mona. Rich has found out he has diabetes type 2. My mom just got diagnosed with diabetes, I think type 2 as well. But it was like this whole like PSA. It was a slow music, and it was like a PSA. And I was like, okay, is this the show, or is this just like a little, you know how they do those little, like during the commercial breaks, they'll show like a little snippet or something from the show. I'm like, okay, is this a PSA about diabetes or what? That's what it was giving. They're showing him talking about the medicine and how he's had this dryness of mouth, and he's like to pull his sweatpants down and sticking himself, you know, doing the whole diabetes thing. I was like, okay, and he's talking about he could die at any minute and all this shit. And I'm like, well, like, what's going on to where you about to die? Because I mean, as long as you doing your shit, I thought you know, you'd be cool. I mean, I don't know. I'm new to it. I'm still learning stuff from my mom, but I don't know. That was kind of weird to me, talking about dying at any minute and all that shit. But anyway, whatever. So he pretty much meets up with, I forgot the guy's name, but he's like some kind of producer or something, and he's been working with this new girl. Well, actually, she's not new. Working with this girl named Bree, who actually, she's like enemies with Bianca. They actually look like they have the same dad. They look almost identical. And there was one point I couldn't even tell them apart because they look so much alike. Bree has accused Bianca of jacking her style. Well, she had the blue hair, because you know Bianca's been doing that blue hair I think since last year or whatever. But the thing is, like, don't nobody know you, Bree. So like, you sitting around here harping talking about somebody's jacking your style. Like, we didn't fucking see you. So what is the point of you keep harping on this? Just do something different now. So I mean, because now we see who you are and what you are, and then we later can make that determination. Oh, she's jacking my style. But anyway, her and Bianca don't get along. She's supposed to be working with Rich Dollars now. She's allegedly worked with like Tory Lanez and all these other, you know, big name people that we, you know, all kind of know of. And, but the producer is like, I want you to get with Rich so he can help take her to the next level. Who is Rich taking anywhere but to the bedroom? Let's go down the list. Olivia. He helped her out, but she came out with Gone Until December, or whatever that song was. It was cute, whatever. Erica Mena. Like, where does she do? Like, nothing. No music. But anyway, that's his plan to, oh, yeah, excuse me. This coffee is so hot, it's making me open up. Oh, shit, sorry. Alright, so there's a scene. We'll move on from that. Rich takes Bree to the club, to like a networking party or whatever. Bianca just so happens to pop up. I'm like, okay, here we go with the bullshit. All of a sudden, Bree is like, okay, I gotta go to the restroom. Really? So she goes to the restroom, but as she just so happened as she's at the restroom, Bianca walks in and sits down next to Rich. They get to talking, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm working with this girl, Bree. You know, I know you guys have these issues, so maybe you guys can work it out. Rich, really? But anyway, Bree comes back from the restroom, and Bianca was like, are you trying to see how cute? I'm already getting these bitches confused because they look so much alike. Bianca is like, oh, you know, you want to sit down and talk? Like, we could do that. And Bianca's trying to be cool, actually, because, you know, she goes from 1 to 10 quick. But the girl Bianca was saying things like, oh, you sure it's cool for me to come over there? Like, you ain't gonna try to jump me? You ain't got no gorillas or something, you know, behind you? Like, kind of, it's like, okay, you ain't got to do all that. Like, you kind of egging her on, you know what I'm saying? And that's just what the fuck she did. Next thing I know, we see Bianca down doing this. I'm like, wait, is this bitch taking her shoes off? What's going on? Next thing I know, she launches a shoe at Bree, and then it's on from there. She couldn't get her, of course, but I mean, because there's 30 security guards standing around. But she said, "I'm gonna get you some kind of way, bitch." So she threw the fucking shoe at her. The next thing I know, she's running across the balcony area, or whatever, trying to get to the bitch, and it was just a fucking mess. So then we get outside, and Rich and Bree are having a conversation, and she's pretty much putting it all on Bianca, like Bianca started. Bianca didn't do shit. You came up from the restroom talk, kind of fucking with her. Like, she was like, yo, let's sit down and talk. Like, we could do that. It's cool. But you walked up talking shit, and now you're trying to put it all on Bianca, and Rich was just kind of like entertaining like Bianca started it. What the fuck, Rich? Really, you started it because you knew that these two bitches didn't like each other. Any motherfucking way. Remy and Papoose. I love you guys dearly. I really do. I love your relationship. I love, the dynamic of the whole black love thing, and I get it. But we got to do something different with the storyline. I don't want to hear, it's unfortunate what happened with your baby and stuff like that. Like, that's really sad for you to go through that miscarriage thing. But, let's talk about something different. He's still on this whole let's have a baby thing, and they're about to start in vitro, I believe. Let's move on. And then there was this whole scene where she's kind of talking about the whole jail thing. And I'm like, we kind of been there and done that. You've been out of jail for 3 years now. Like, come on, let's move. We need something else to talk about. That was about it. It's gonna be a whole bunch of other people being introduced too. That's where it just kind of wears me out with the Love and Hip Hop. It's like we get so many fucking people and so many storylines now to where it's so hard to keep up and stay interested in a couple or whatever because it's just so much shit going on. But Lil Mo's supposed to be coming. What's that guy that's K Michelle's best friend, the gay guy, the light-skinned gay guy? He's supposed to be on here. Some other chicks is, supposed to be rolling through. So we're going to see where this goes. Let me see. I'm trying to remember if I forgot anything. DC's Juju. Yeah, that's about it. If I forget something or forgot something, just leave that shit down in the comments. And y'all, I promise I'm going to stay on top of this. I'm actually going to do Married to Medicine. That's one of my favorite reality shows that comes on Bravo. So that starts this Friday. I'm going to be doing that. And, as we all know, Housewives of Atlanta come back on Sunday. So I will be reviewing that as well. So, yeah, I'm trying to get back into the flow of things. I appreciate y'all watching my video. And go ahead and like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate that shit. So, I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks.